We're going to give this a second here to see who's coming on. But it's Saturday afternoon in Florida. Fume and I just finished golfing and
We did.
watching our son's graduation speech again. But this is a special series that I'm starting that we wanted to share together. So I want to introduce it. Hello, everybody. I want to introduce basically the Way to Happiness booklet. This is the International Day of Happiness. The United Nations declared March 20th every year as the International Day of Happiness. So we had a special cover made for this booklet called The Way to Happiness. There's a lot of different versions. In fact, this book is over 125 million copies have been distributed around the world in like 156 countries, something like that.
Something like that.
So there's different copies. This is one that Fume did with Nelson Mandela, as a young Nelson Mandela, for the opera. How many years ago was that? Like 5 or 6 years ago.
I don't know. But it was in South Africa.
In South Africa. So this was a special for the opera. But the bottom line is this is a non-religious moral code. It's simple things like love and help children, take care of yourself, do not harm a person of goodwill. So today I'm going to read some selected parts of it, and we're just going to introduce this as the first in this series of how to be happier, how to achieve happiness, how to share happiness with other people. And my wife calls me the International Man of Happiness, so I decided I better do more than just make her happy most of the time.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah, life is not perfect, but we do strive for perfection.
Always.
Anyway, so this book, again, it's called The Way to Happiness. This is the special cover. Jim Warren is a good friend of ours. He actually painted this painting. It's beautiful. So this is going to be a special series of lives that we're going to do either singly or together, depending on the whim. So, because I want to get through all 21 precepts. There's 21 kind of rules. Like number 19 is try not to do things to others that you would not like them to do to you. And then the positive side of that is try to do things. Number 20, try to treat others as you would want them to treat you. I always thought that was a good rule.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And,
We may have to spend a little bit longer on that one because it has all the
we'll do this one
virtues.
together.
Okay.
It might take a couple of lives. I don't know. It's got 20 virtues. Other things, be worthy of trust. These are all things that if you practice them and you get people around you to practice, love and help children, be worthy of trust. Do not murder. Do not murder is a good one.
Take care of yourself.
Kind of obvious. Again, this is common sense guide to happiness. Okay, so it's called The Way to Happiness. First thing. So normally what you do is you'll get a copy of this book, either electronically, and we'll have links below every time to get a free copy in English, and then we'll give you the link to the Way to Happiness International so that you can order, I think, how many different languages? It's like a lot of languages. It's one of the most translated little booklets, so you can get it in Kosi, for example, in South Africa. You can get it in Russian, Italian. Amazing to look it up now. Anyway.
117 languages.
117 languages. So we cover most of the people. Now, it's interesting because one day I was in Colombia in South America with some friends, and we were handing out these booklets, and this one guy in Spanish was a friend of mine, and he says, well, this is what I do. And he says, I tell people what it says like on one of the first pages, which is why I gave this book to you. So I'm not giving you a book necessarily right now. We're giving you my opinion of what makes me such a happy guy and my wife such a happy girl, and the fact that we've survived 32 years together.
It's awesome.
I know, it's awesome.
Even the fighting has been awesome.
So
much fun.
All right, so why I gave you this book, your survival is important to me.
Your survival is important to me.
And your survival is important to me too. You're so cute. So anyway, the truth is, your survival is important to me. If you're a friend of mine on social media or in Florida or in Russia or anywhere I've been around the world, and I want you to know your survival is important to me. And that's why I promote this book, because it actually leads to better survival. Now, I'm going to read this chapter, and the title of the chapter is called Happiness. True joy and happiness are valuable. Interesting. True joy and happiness are valuable. If one does not survive, no joy and no happiness are obtainable. Trying to survive in a chaotic, dishonest, and generally immoral society is difficult. So the definition of chaotic is having the character or nature of total disorder or confusion. So when things are chaotic, it's total confusion. Immoral means not moral, not following good practices of behavior, not doing the right thing, lacking any idea of proper conduct. Now, it's been proven that if you get this book out into a whole community, that people start to treat each other better, and they do better choices, and they become more moral. That means less immoral things are done.
Yeah, crime rates actually dropped.
And yes, we've done this in South Central LA and handed out hundreds of thousands of booklets. And we've literally had the statistics in the area crash so much that the police actually asked us to come back. We were doing peace rides.
Well, Kansas City just recently.
In Kansas City too, yeah. So you can actually, you all by yourself actually can have a great effect in your own community, in your circle of friends. You are important. And your opinion is important. So, and it helps to have a little booklet to hand out to people because you don't have to explain everything. You just give it to them, they can read it themselves. But I wanted to introduce this because Fume and I have been using the Way to Happiness booklet for 30 years, and it's helped our life. And it's helped us through some tough times. And trust me, everybody goes through tough times. There's nobody out there. I don't care if they're a billionaire, a millionaire, a zillionaire, or a zeroaire. It doesn't matter. If you have no money or you have lots of money, the same principles apply to anybody on this planet of any language, any color. It doesn't matter. If you are kinder to people around you, you're going to find that your life is better and happier. So, the other thing, you agree? Mm-hmm. So, also the definition of happiness: a condition or state of well-being, contentment, pleasure, joyful, cheerful, untroubled existence. The reaction to having nice things happen to one. Isn't that interesting? So you can actually make people happier. Very cool.
I like happiness.
I know, me too. So any individual or group seeks to obtain from life what pleasure and freedom from pain that they can. Your own survival can be threatened by the bad actions of others around you. Your own happiness can be turned to tragedy and sorrow by the dishonesty and misconduct of others. I am sure you can think of instances of this actually happening. Such wrongs reduce one's survival and impair one's happiness. You are important to other people. You are listened to. You can influence others. The happiness or unhappiness of others you could name is important to you. Without too much trouble using this book, you can help them survive and lead happier lives. While no one guarantees that anyone else can be happy, their chances of survival and happiness can be improved, and with theirs, yours will be. So, we've all had bad things happen to us. We've all had people betray us. We've all had people be dishonest. We've had people steal things from us. We've seen accidents. We've seen people cause accidents under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And you can sit back and just blame other people for being bad, or you can do something effective about it. And Fume and I choose to do something effective. That's why we've helped hand out hundreds of thousands of this booklet to people around the world, because we want our friends to be happier and lead a more survival life.
So this book, as you read through it, what it does is it takes your attention off of the negative and puts it on the positive, right? What can you do? Whatever it is, and to whatever degree, you can actually do something to create more happiness around you and, also for yourself.
Yeah. And remember, you are important, and your opinion counts. And what you do think and what you do share with other people has an impact. So the very first precept is take care of yourself. Interesting.
Yeah. Now, also what we like to do is do like maybe a little challenge where as we go through the precepts, maybe you can just use that precept, every day until we do a next one. But it's kind of like a muscle. These precepts are a muscle where the more you do it, the more you practice it. And the more you create with it. Because some of these, you can do a lot of different things. You can have a lot of fun, especially when you get to the point where you're helping others with it. And anyway, it's a muscle, it's a precept. And if you guys want to play the game of practicing it, and let us know how it goes as we do it.
Yeah. So, okay. So number one, take care of yourself. So we're going to do one live for each precept. Now, I just wanted to introduce it. I'll probably reread the beginning sometimes and remind people, but on each
I
live.
think every time you should do that.
You think every time? Oh, okay, good. So anyway, this is take care of yourself. And rule number 1.1 is get care when you are ill. When they are ill, even with communicable diseases, people often do not isolate themselves or seek proper treatment. This, as you can easily see, tends to put you at risk. Insist when someone is ill that he or she takes the proper precautions and gets proper care. So look, if you yourself are sick and you go to work, you have the chance of spreading a disease. In common sense, in all this of society, so my son, Connor's school is having their award ceremony, so my wife is trying to turn it on without having the sound on, because our son is very important to us and his survival is important to us. So anyway, get care when you're ill. The other thing is you do it yourself. Also, when people around you, if someone comes to work sick, you need to tell people, even if you're not the boss, tell the boss. Just say, look, you can't have sick people coming in the office. Now, after this last year of craziness, there's been a lot of attention put on people who are sick, but we've made everybody stay home. Well, okay, that's not common sense. Common sense is if people are ill, they should stay home. They should quarantine themselves away from healthy people so they don't spread a disease, and they should seek care, and they should do things that get better fast. So you can take care of your friends by telling them, if you're not feeling well, go home, go to the doctor, get better, and then come back. Number 2, this is step 1-2, keep your body clean. Boy, you think, when I was in a submarine in the Navy, let me tell you something. The air in the submarine was so bad, because we'd be underwater for 3 months at a time, that when we came back up and smelled fresh air, it was foreign. But it was interesting. There were guys in the submarine who would not take a shower, even when we were allowed to. So, because sometimes we could only take a shower once a week. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But we were hunting Russian submarines, so we couldn't make any noise. And if you took a shower and used the water, it made noise. I can tell you this. The inside of a submarine is one of the most disgusting places I've ever been. And when you had to do something that was your job and it was 3 months at a time underwater, being clean, but you could still, we could still use a wash rag and stuff and get clean. But now in the modern society, when you have access to water and soap, there's no excuse to be dirty during the day. So people who do not bathe or wash their hands regularly can carry germs. Interesting. They put you at risk. You are well within your rights to insist that people bathe regularly and wash their hands. It is inevitable that one gets dirty working or exercising. Get them to clean up afterwards. Now, yes, this was written like in 1986 by L. Ron Hubbard, just as a non-religious moral code. So since 1986, he was saying, wash your hands so you don't spread germs with other people. Well, that's common sense. So get people to wash their hands around you. Get people to take a shower once a day. It's okay to tell people, hey, look, your bodily odor is starting to impinge on other people. Please clean yourself up. It's totally okay to ask other people to clean themselves up. Step number 3 of this first precept, preserve your teeth. If one brushed one's teeth after every meal, it has been said that one would not suffer tooth decay. Tooth decay, painful and expensive. Going to the dentist is not fun. This or chewing gum after each meal goes far toward defending others from oral diseases and bad breath. Suggest to others that they preserve their teeth. A lot of benefits on this. Eat properly. Number 4, people who do not eat properly are not of much help to you or themselves. They tend to have a low energy level. They are sometimes ill-tempered. That means they get angry easily or they get irritated. Why? Look, the best story ever. Not to blame my wife, and she's not here right now. When she was pregnant with our first son, we were driving down the road one day, and we were driving, going somewhere, and I think going to get food or something. And we got in a little argument. And for the first time, we'd been together for like 8 or 9 years at the time. She goes, pull the car over, I'm getting out. And I'm like, and she was screaming. So I let her get out and let her take a walk, and I walked, and finally we walked around until she calmed down, and she came back, and she goes, don't you know that I'm hungry? And I was like, wow. So definitely pregnant women, make sure they're fed properly and often enough so they don't get irritated or ill-tempered. They become ill more easier. So if you don't have good diet, you can become ill to other diseases easy. It doesn't require strange diets to eat properly, but it does require that one eats nourishing food regularly. Okay, number 5, get rest. Although many times in life one has to work beyond normal sleep periods, a person's general failure to get proper rest can make him or her a burden to others. Tired people are not alert. They can make mistakes. They have accidents. Just when you need them, they can dump the whole workload on you. They put others at risk. Insist that people who do not get proper rest do so. Look, for a part of happiness on a daily basis, you have to have enough rest so that your body can operate normally throughout the day. And especially, look at people who work either truck drivers. This is well known for truck drivers. They got to drive cross country, and if they don't have enough rest, they can cause an accident that takes out many people. And death is not happiness, trust me. And severe car accidents that leave you maimed for life are not happiness. So get rested. So that is the first precept. Take care of yourself. Get care when you're ill. Keep your body clean. Preserve your teeth. Eat properly and get rest. So as usual, thank you for being my friend. Thank you guys for all your comments and paying attention. This is really not a kind of a two-way thing, but please feel free to write to me anytime. And here comes my wife now. She's back.
I'm a fan of my kids. I'm sorry.
She's a mom.
I am such a mom.
So anyway, we appreciate your attention and your time. Please share the links with other people. We'll get you a link to get a free digital copy of The Way to Happiness, so you can read it anytime. And practice. Take care of yourself until we get to the next lesson. Hopefully in the next 20. I want to do these at least once a day, so that we do all 21 precepts in 21 days and celebrate happiness and how you can help others be happier. Now, here's another funny thing I've observed myself. That when I help other people in any way, no matter how I feel, if I help another person be a little bit happier, I always end up happier. So one of the secrets to my happiness, because it seems continual, and people have commented on it to me that, geez, Jim, what's wrong with you? You're always happy. Is that I always find things to do to help other people happy, to be happy. So I do little things to even just smile at another person who looks upset can make a difference. So there are so many things you can do to help other people be happier and survive better in life.
Yeah, and especially the people who are closest to you, right?
Don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them. I knew somebody one time
to make them happy.
Yeah, do little things.
Because sometimes we forget the people about the people who are closest to us. And so anyway, that's one of the things that I was going to say
many, many years ago, I knew a person and she said, well, my family, I don't have to be nice to my family. They're my family. They have to love me, so they have no choice, and I can be mean to them because, and I looked at this person like, that's crazy.
That wasn't me, was it?
No, it was never you. Somebody long ago.
I knew it wasn't me, but
you're just teasing me. So the thing is, we sometimes take our family for granted. And actually, the ones closest to us are the ones that we should reach out to once in a while. Say, hey, honey, are you okay? Or, hey, you know what? You look beautiful today.
Yeah.
Which,
or,
it's easy for me because she looks beautiful every day.
Or just telling, especially your kids, how important they are.
And tell your kids you're proud of them.
Yeah. And, you're so glad to have them here, even though they're, on the video games and stuff. But
listen, even if they're a pain in the ass. So listen, all right, guys.
No, you don't put your attention on that.
Put your attention on the positive, and you get more positive.
That's
so my thing is, if you help another person be a little bit happier, and this is the way to happiness, this is real easy. You don't even have to explain it. Just give it to them. In fact, the easiest way to do it is say, your survival is important to me. Here's a book. Or you can write in an email, your survival is important to me, and give them the link I'm going to give you, which is twthdc.org.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it into this live after we end it.
And there is one comment that was just made, right? And if you're afraid to talk to new people, then find someone that's close to you that you can talk to.
Practice.
Right? It's just really, You know, when you can communicate about something or into an area, whether it's someone that's closest to you or whether it's a stranger, that doesn't matter. So anyway, so as
I don't know what it is about this book, The Way to Happiness. I have never had somebody reject this book, ever.
yeah, you're putting your attention on something so
It's
positive.
happiness. We were on motorcycles, hundreds of motorcycles driving around South Central. We would stop and just hand them out to the kids and people around, and people were like, "Oh my God, what is this?" I said, "Well, it's the book Way to Happiness." And people go, "Really? There's a book about happiness?" Yeah. It's, your survival is important to me. You can give this to anybody.
Start with the people closest to you if you're uncomfortable.
Practice.
Yeah.
Practice with people you know. But literally, I've walked on streets in different countries around this world with books in different languages that can't even read. And I said in English, "Your survival is important to me. Please take a book." And I have friends today because I gave out this book years and years ago. So it is a powerful little book because it focuses on things you can do for you and your friends and family and others to be happier and enjoy life more and survive better. And you are important. You do have a good effect. You can change another person's mind to do things common sense and to do things more logically and to do things that are more survival. So have a fantastic weekend. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. See you
Bye.
later. Bye. Oh, how do I end it?